I don't have the GoPro with me, but we're gonna go try to pick something up that somebody's been after me to come get. He wanted to trade some straw for it, and I said, sure. So I'm gonna take the pickup because the weather's not very good. I thought about making a video. I thought about taking the 1365, but this would be quite a jaunt for it as its first time out, so I decided against that. So we're gonna go try to get it and see what we can accomplish. And hopefully we make it back home without destroying something. Well, the good news is we're moving right along. You probably can't see what it is yet. Maybe the corner of it. But we'll take a look at it here in a minute. There were people around outside, so I didn't want to film and bother them while I was hooking up. But unfortunately, it appears that 10 miles an hour is about the max speed we can go before the thing starts to sway back and forth and go a little bit nuts. So we're gonna have to just take her easy, and hopefully we make it home, because I really don't want to fix it in the weather. I'll move the camera out here so you can see just a little bit more of what it might be. So I guess place your bets now, and then when I get home we'll take a close look at it. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today I'm going to show you something that is not an Oliver, but it is still old iron, and I like old iron. So let's take a look. So back here is a pull type, I wanted to say that it was a KBA, somewhere on there it said, I thought. Where did I see that? KBA John Deere pull type wheel disc. And a relative slash viewer, I think, called me up and said, come get this thing and you can trade me some straw for it later, but I got to have it out of here. I'm sick of seeing it. And I said, absolutely, I will come get that, because I like old iron. And this little feller is kind of interesting, as it is basically a drag disc where they have fitted a wheel lift to. It's really nothing fancy, and it's kind of interesting too, because everything I've looked up about it, people said they didn't cut worth a darn. So I don't know, maybe you can say that in the comments if you have one. But with understandability, that is true, because back then, you know, they didn't know any better. They didn't have the stuff like what we have now. So if it didn't cut very good, they were probably just impressed with the job that it did, because it was better than doing it with a horse. So I don't know. I just think it's kind of neat because it's got a bunch of cast pieces on it. The scraper arms are cast. And I'm thinking something this size would be light enough that I could take it out and play with, like the 66 or, you know, 77 size tractors and disc with it. The 2-cylinder John Deere I've got would probably be exactly what this needs. I mean, this would probably be right what it could pull. I'm not really sure of the era of this. I'm thinking that it is in the late 50s to into the 60s. Somebody said maybe even the 70s, although it does have the style logo like what would have been from the 60s, I think. So this might have been what you could have got. Like maybe this is what would look good behind the 2020 that we have here. So this might be a matched working tool to it. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up and see if I can find any sales literature online or anything to give me some clue into that, as to whether that would be, you know, if Grandpa had bought a disc at the same time he bought the 2020, would this have been the disc that he would have got? I don't know. I know that when we had that Dunham disc, he bought It was 13 foot, and it didn't do a very good job either. It was too light made, but he said he wanted one that was lighter made so that if something broke down, he could pull it with all the, any of the tractors, so that the John Deere could pull it. But I was thinking, he told me it was really too much of a load for it. So again, like I said, this might be the correct match for that tractor. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's 8 foot wide. Let's see if I have a tape measure handy. Did I lock my keys in my vehicle? I did. Well, that's cute. Well, I will go get the spare set of keys, and then I will get a tape measure. Okay, well, I got the spare set of keys and opened the truck, but I don't know where I carried my tape measure to. I carried it off yesterday, and I was thinking it was in there, but I guess not. So we'll find that. But anyway, I thought this was neat. The price was right. I think I got enough old blades laying around that I have replaced off of like my bigger disc, and then when they get wore down, they fit smaller discs. And I've done that for years. If you can find a guy who's got some that have like 24-inch blades, by the time they're wore down, they're perfect size for one of these or something like this. So that's what I'll do sometime when I have nothing else to do. But at first glance, everything looks like it's free. All 4 gangs turn. It has all of the little cast arms to my first glancing. So that's good, because that would probably be the harder thing to find. It needs a few of the metal scrapers, but I'd say we could probably make those if we had to. It's got one of these wonderful deals that, yeah, that's probably just about right, like it is. That will probably end up in the old garbage dump there. So I had one of these too, and it wasn't that spectacular. So anyway, but I think that it would be a good mate for like the 2-cylinder John Deere, and maybe the other one too. I don't know. But it's got this, which I didn't see it hanging here when I hooked it up, because I was in kind of a hurry there. Didn't want to bother them. They wanted it out of there. But pin with a hole in it, you drop it in, and then there's a bolt that holds the pin in. So I didn't see that hanging there when I was picking it up off the blocks trying to get it hooked up. So anyway, but it looks like it's got decent-ish tires on it to play with. And I pulled it all the way home without ever, even really looking at it to make sure that it had good bearings or anything. I just took to it and went. About 8 miles an hour was as much as I could get up to before it would start violently whipping and almost destroy. So I guess there is one or two missing ones. Two missing cast clamps there. 1, 2 up on that gang, and maybe one over there and one there. So there's a few missing. So if I do a restore on this, I probably should track some of those down, but I don't know. I like old implements of any brand, really, because people don't save them, it seems like. Implements were the first thing to get the torch, and pretty soon there's not going to be any left. And you can go to a tractor show and look at a whole line of tractors, H Farmalls or whatever, B John Deere, Oliver 70s or whatever, but that gets kind of dull. I mean, it's nice to see the vintage implements that went with them, because otherwise you wouldn't have needed a tractor if you didn't have implements. So I don't know, I like to save stuff like this whenever I get the chance. And a lot of times it's heavier built than stuff you could get today, so that's neat too. But like I was saying, from the quick investigation I did on the internet, it appears that these were not exactly highly regarded. Some people called them hillers, because they left ridges so bad in the field, or ridge discs because they left, unevenness. One guy I thought that was funny. One guy commented on one of the things that said his dad said if John Deere ever started making a good disc, that would be the first one. So apparently the Deere discs were not highly regarded. So I don't know. Like I said, if you have had one, you can weigh in on that and say what you think. But I don't know. I just think it's a neat old thing, and I'm thankful that he thought of me, because I like to save stuff like this, and I'll definitely, if we can get it into shape fairly easily, I'll take it out and play with it, because there's plenty of tractors around here that this would be a good size load for. So it'll be fun to play with whenever we get a chance to tinker with it. I had to put gloves on too, because it's kind of cold out here. Somebody commented here a while back, how do you keep your gloves in your pockets? Well, you don't anymore, because I don't hardly have pockets. This one, I kind of got a partial pocket, but no. I hate to throw away a good coat that's still warm and usable. So if I can get through this season, it's probably time to retire it. But, you know, it's warm, and if it gets covered with grease or ruined, it's not a big loss. So, yeah, I need to get me a new coat for next season. I guess while we're on the subject of implements, I can show you this. I didn't film it the other day, but I did get my pieces switched off of this rake that I bought for parts over to our good rake here. So I think it's ready to go for this season. I got a nice straight tongue on it now. I got that wheel angled where they're both running parallel now, so hopefully that'll fix some of that problem. I need to get a better U-bolt for that, because that is I broke the original, and that one's homemade. It's a piece of all thread somebody bent in a U shape, so got to do that. But I think we're good to go. I got teeth all the way around. I don't know what I'm doing with those. I don't remember. Is there one on this wheel that's still not right? I don't know. I used a couple new ones, I think, of what I bought. That's not tight, so I need to go back, and I guess I didn't finish this project quite. This last wheel, I was having trouble and had to cut off some, so I need to double check and maybe get a few different bolts, because I think I was about out of the right size bolts. Anyway, I think we've gathered the right amount of stuff. My buddy Dirk over at Mama Bear's Homestead and More, check out their channel if you're interested in homesteading and that sort of thing. He messaged me and said he had some wheels, and when I was looking at the pictures, his rake was a different kind, so I just figured that was gonna open up a can of worms of trying to make things fit. So I'll just keep using this. It's a little bit off, but I think it's good enough for who it's for. I mean, there's a warp in it, sort of, but it did rake good. It just needed more teeth so that it didn't hop as it raked. So new springs and all that. I think we're pretty good to go with this 105 rake. So I guess I'll take that one the rest of the way apart maybe and do it. Unless somebody's interested in it, why, then I suppose I would sell it. I mean, I pretty well got what I wanted out of it, and the rest of it's just spare parts. So I don't know, I might throw it together and put a coat of paint on it and get it in working order and sell it, because really there's nothing wrong with it other than it's now got my tongue that had a bend in it on it, and I've got some other teeth I could put on it. But I could make it rake again, but I don't know if there's that much demand for one of these or not. I guess while we're on the topic of implements that aren't Oliver, here is a 494A corn planter that we used for years, and I think Dad is wanting to use it, so I'm gonna have to dig it out of here. We haven't used it for a long time. Pretty well got it folded up, so I'll have to do that. And we had another planter that was for parts, because we actually had 3 of these at one time. And so the plan is, the original one back there is what Grandpa bought new, and I'm gonna keep that. And then the other one here, Dad is gonna take and use to plant sweet corn or something. And then I've got enough parts in the old parts pile from the third one that got parted out that I think we can, you know, get everybody satisfied with what they want to do. It's just going to take some doing to get this back out of here, because I'm sure it's sunk down in the ground and the tire's probably flat. But I don't know. We need to get on that project, is what I'm saying. So that will be something coming up here. This poor building that it's in is just about on its last leg. I mean, literally, I stood it back up on its leg. So it's probably not safe to even be in here. I need to get this cleaned out and either tear it down or start over or something. But that's another project for a day that we don't have. So, oh well, it served its usefulness in its day. It's just, pretty wore out building. But we'll get this out of here so that he can do whatever he needs to do. And I need to move this tongue over to my horse tool shed. I think this actually says, what does this tongue say on it? It says John Deere. So this is probably an actual cultivator tongue that belongs on one of those that we got, although it's had some issues in its day. But it's pretty neat. It still says the name on it. So, and yes, for people who didn't know, John Deere used to paint stuff red, just like every implement company pretty well. I bet that was off of a planter. P-L-A-N-T. So, but anyway, I'll put it with the rest of the horse stuff. I'm sure it fits some other stuff too. So then we can get this out of here and try to clean up around here, because I'm getting kind of wore down with stuff being everywhere. I had this place clean one time, and then I started dragging more and more stuff in, and now it's kind of gotten out of hand again. So that's one of our goals. All right, so to wrap up our video today, I think we're going to try to swap on this good Holland hitch on the 134 plow, the hitch that came from viewer Philip. I've looked it over, and it appears to be exactly the same, with the exception of the older one has stamped in cast numbers or numbers in the casting, and the other one, they were actually cast into the piece and they're raised up. I don't know if we can, I'm lazy, I really don't want to bend down more, but you can see the difference. But it appears to be like the same part number too. So I think the other one might have a extra digit after the A or something. But so let's get going. The first thing we're going to have is tools. So there we go. And now we'll get to it. All right, well, this is not going to go well. I can tell that right now, because it is super rusty. And what have I done to prepare? Nothing. I have a metric adjustable wrench, so that's good. The front one I could probably use an impact on, because it has an actual, what am I trying to say? Hex nut on it. I think to start with, it'd probably be good to see if I could just turn this. I'll worry about the others later. Set you on the ground a little bit here. Well, we're farther along than I thought we'd be. Got it broke loose. It would be ideal if that would rest on the other one, but it probably won't. Okay. I'm sure this will be a fight to the death. If it's not, I will be quite surprised. Well, this one seems to be going too easy, which must mean that the back one is going to absolutely destroy our life. So it seems to be the normal order of operations for this outfit. So, oh my goodness, one of them came loose. Wow. That is unbelievable. Well, like I said, this next one probably will not come loose. That does not look the best, but it's square-headed and original, so we should probably use it again. Can we get this one loose? I knew it. I knew it wouldn't. Ah, well, okay. Let's regroup here and gently set you up. Okay. Let's try the metric adjustable. See if we can't increase our chances of success here. It's not looking like it very good. Let me get something that will fit over this and see if I can cheat it a little bit. All right, I got my forward pounder here. Maybe it will help me out here. It's big enough to slip over the wrench, is what I'm saying. And hold track, so that's great. Oh, we gotta put you down again. And we're turning, as I figured. Too loose. Okay, come on, buddy. Oh, it looks like we might have got it. Oh, wow, I can't believe that. I think we might actually go 2 for 2. Oh. Sure. Yeah. This handle, which you can't see, keeps hitting me in the head, and I don't really have a way to go about it. Also, it's cold out here. I'm kind of miserable. And I'm out here playing with stuff. What a dumb thing to be doing. It would probably be wise for a guy to go clean these up before putting them back on, and probably get the Ozzer to knock this off of there. You know, we're definitely going to keep this because we might be able to use parts from something else and fix her back up and put this exact one back on. I don't know, but we never throw away anything, is what I'm saying. So I'll go clean up these bolts and get the hammer and then come back. Okay, so I've made a mess here already, but that's fine. See if I can, well, that's not gonna stay. I thought it would be cool to put some anti-seize on the part that's in here. I immediately regret that. I'm covered with it now. Come on, dismount. There we go. There we go. Now, we'll put on the other one. Maybe we'll put on the other one. We don't know if we're going to have success. Come on, spread them more. There's one kind of, maybe. Let's see here. Almost. Can't see it. I'm doing. So close. Ah, come on. Now we're getting there. In the neighborhood. One. There. Nothing like using wore out bolts. I thought about replacing, but then they wouldn't have square heads, and I don't have the right size on hand, so that's fine. I think that one goes there. I think this one goes here. I think we're in business now. We just had to make a total mess. Got this side, and this guy here. Sweet. I about punched myself in the face with this, which we've done before. All right, now, was this one? This one? I think so. Ouch! Come on. Almost. If we just drop the wrench, just go ahead, get on the ground. Yeah, one more time, just so I got it. Okay, there we go. As long as you drop it 4 times, it'll work. See? And then our hitch, pivots. I think we need to probably replace the pivot bolt. I'm questioning how excellent it is. Okay. Let's set it down on the ground again. Give it one good push here. There. I think we have success. We have a hitch that has all the pieces in it. As your clevis backs in, it locks. Can't get out. And then to release, push this down. I can do that, push that down, and then this, as you drive out, comes unhooked. And you back up in the next time, and there we go. See, it's made to where if it hits a heavy load or something stops it, it's supposed to trip this on its own and fly out of there. This one's been welded on. Somebody's built it up too, so it was probably getting pretty wore from clevis riding against it. I know you like watching me do that, but enough. So anyway, that's how it is, and it should be good to go. The other one, like I said, pretty well identical, but somebody welded her solid. So I'm not saying that that could not be fixed. I mean, I could spend a lot of time and grind that loose. However, that doesn't look pleasant at this point. It looks like that is pretty well done to be permanent. So I don't know. Like I said, we'll save this because you never know. We may find some reason why we have to use this, you know. But otherwise, I think we're pretty good. We don't have any, like I said, I really don't see any differences. Oh, actually, this is better because this one's got this piece broken off of it. And then, like I said, there's the 0480A, and this other one is a 0480A1. So, obviously just a updated variant of it. So, anyway, thank you, viewer Philip. like I said before, your shirts will be in the mail. As soon as I get them, I will send them your way, because this is pretty handy. So another project ready to try out sometime, hopefully this spring. Maybe a couple little things to do to it there. I think we're missing a spring on that trip lever there thing, or you know, I'm not really sure where that spring goes to. I'll have to look on one of the other ones. I can't remember. But anyway, everything turns on this, so provided that it doesn't sit here and fill up with water. So, but anyway, 134 plow on steel, now complete. Well, as always, thank you for watching. If you like my videos, give them a thumbs up, you know, leave a comment. All that stuff helps the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.